Okay, hello everybody. Sal DeFusco back here. So it's been a lot of fun learning the different ways to apply the 2-5-1 progression. And we saw that as we were playing the different songs, Tune Up and also Satin Doll. Now what we're going to do is we're going to explore and experiment with some different types of 2-5-1 licks. So now, of course, we already know that 2-5-1 is very prominent in jazz harmony. So learning how to play and improvise over that chord change is going to be very effective in learning how to play jazz. So the 2-5-1 progression and playing licks over that is a great way to start accumulating vocabulary, what is called jazz vocabulary. Now, a very important part of improvising in the jazz realm is known as playing over the changes. So you're playing over the chord progression and you're really trying to play over the different chords. So for instance, in a 2-5-1 in the key of C major, we're going to have a D minor 7 to a G7 to a C major 7. Now, how do you play over changes? Well, probably the most effective way is two ways. One, you either play within the scale, so you can play scalier, or you can play what is called arpeggio. So arpeggio basically outlines the chord tones of the chord. Now, we're going to see that we're going to start with the arpeggios. And then we're going to experiment a little bit in what makes really jazz vocabulary sound like jazz, and we'll incorporate this is some chromaticism. So we'll explore that. So we'll play the basic arpeggio first, and then we'll experiment with some different chromaticism to really color it up to make it sound more and more like jazz vocabulary. Now, we are going to be using one bar for each chord, so D minor 7 for one bar, G dominant 7 for one bar, and then ending on the C major 7. Okay, so that's our first 2-5-1 lick. So basically, it is the arpeggio in its most basic form. All I'm doing is starting on the D, so over the D minor 7, I'm playing the 1 of the chord, which is D. I am playing F with my 4th finger there. Then I'm going to A, then C, which is the arpeggio of the D minor 7 chord. Then I'm just repeating that, just one octave higher, D, F, A, C. So that's the first measure, using swing eighth notes. So all that is a 2-octave D minor 7 arpeggio. D, F, A, C, D, F, A, C. Then what I did was I played a G dominant 7 arpeggio starting on the next available note that's in the chord, which is B, because it's just a half step down from B. So you're going to find very important that it is huge to connect the lines. And that's what we're doing here. So we're playing the arpeggio, then connecting it to the next nearest note so that it's very smooth. And then I'm just playing a G7 arpeggio going backwards, starting on B. So we have B, then we're going to jump down to G right here, F, D, B, G, F, then D. Now we're going into the last measure of the C major 7, and we're just going to end on the root right there. So again, very slowly, we have D, F, A, C. Then we're connecting to the B, jumping down to G, F, D, B, G, F, D, C. And that's our first 2-5 lick. Very basic, just 2 arpeggios, D minor 7 to G7, and then ending on the root of C.